All right, I got a lot of weighted items on me this morning. It's quite heavy. All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Mupo. I'm one of the assistant coaches and offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Here with me this morning, I have Kristen Carr and Shelby Fredericks. Kristen is our associate head coach and defensive coordinator at Ohio State. Shelby Fredericks is the assistant coach at Northwestern. Kristen currently plays for Team USA. She's a defender, plays on the WPLL Pride. Shelby Fredericks also plays on the WPLL Pride. They are teammates. We've got a defender and an attacker here today. So awesome ability to showcase two different sides of the ball. We've got an attacker and a defender. And how these two sides of the ball, in terms of fundamentals of stick work, it's going to look different, it's going to feel different for the both of them, but how those fundamentals stay consistent throughout. So the premise, again, of today is to talk more technically about what is important with stick work. Our game is progressing at a really fast pace. As you guys are aware, this weekend, some of us are playing in an Olympic trial game to help push our game forward. With that, we're seeing new technology with sticks. We're seeing changes of rules, changes of dimensions of the field. We've got a 2-point shot in our pro league. So with that all being said, as this game continues to evolve, I think it's super, super important in order to be elite in anything that you do, that you've got great habits and you're super sound in your technical skill. So just kind of to go through a breakdown of what that'll look like today. I'm going to have these guys warm up, really simple. We'll go over a drill that we kind of do at Ohio State to go over the technical terms I'm going to be using so we're all on the same page. I'll get these guys kind of moving with some partner stick work, and then we'll have a nice smooth progression into shooting. The drills and the skills are going to stay consistent, but again, it'll be stick work and shooting. So to start, there's not really a need for this drill, but what I'm going to have these guys do is their feet are going to be locked, okay? They're not allowed to move any portion of their feet. They're going to be stacked facing the position that they're stick in. So Kristen here is in her right hand, Shelby's in her left hand. They're going to start passing, okay? If you notice, their elbows are up. That front arm is in a shape of a V, it's in line with their nose, and that back arm is up off their body as well. It's in the shape of an L. Okay, when your elbows are locked in, we call those T-Rex arms, right? You're locking off the ability to move your torso, which is about where 99.9% of your power comes from. Everything drives from your torso, and it drives from your legs as well. If you could also notice, these guys with their front and their back arm, okay, I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with the game Power and Finesse, right? Yeah, I would say so. I think the concept of that game serves a really good purpose, but the implementation could be a little bit better. And this is a prime example of what that means. So that bottom hand, a term that I'm going to use a lot today, is called your trigger hand, okay? It's the hand that helps you generate all your power. Okay, your top hand is your directional hand. It's the hand that helps you place the ball in the positions that you want. Same thing when you're getting in a car. Okay, your foot goes on the gas, right, helps you go faster. Your top hand helps you steer the car in the direction that you want to go. It's the same thing here. That trigger hand's coming all the way across their body. It's finishing in their back pocket. They've got a nice hard snap of their wrist. Now what I'm going to let them do is pivot their back foot. Okay, this small little pivot again helps generate a little bit of power as we continue to move our feet and progress into more moving stick work. It's super important to see what this feels like. What that pivot, how much more that helps us twerk our hips, okay, how much more power they can generate through their core. All right, so that's a really simple drill. You can start just to get yourself warmed up there. Get a feel for what it feels like with your arms, execute that trigger hand, execute that directional hand, and so on and so forth. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to have them go to their cones, okay? This drill is called the Y drill, all right? You could be about anywhere, I would say, 10 to 15 yards apart. Each partner has a set of Y. All right, they've got 2 cones here, and then 2 cones up this way that face in a Y, and you'll see the importance of these cones. So the first thing we're going to start with, and I'm going to have Kristen here be a shadow defender to start so you guys can understand how we can implement this in a more game-like situation, and then she'll go back and they'll do it progressive. But the first thing we're going to do, Shelby's going to start in this, again, feet stacked position. You guys can have your players either negative step, which is just a run backwards, all right, or they can shuffle. I personally really like the shuffle because it helps teach our players transfer of weight, right? Everything we do, we're utilizing our body, we're transferring our weight from east to west, okay, and we're using our stick to do that as well. So Shelby's gonna start at this cone. She's gonna backpedal. Once she hits this cone, she's gonna push off her back foot. She's gonna do something that we call squaring up, okay? This concept, it's applicable in basketball, right? You see a point guard, when he dribbles, does he dribble like this if he's starting to go in that direction? Yes, sometimes, but his initial movement is squared up. Okay, he's athletic, he's low, he's got a good read not only on his defender and what his hips are doing and what his feet are doing, but he's got a good landscape and a good view of everything else that's happening around him. Okay, if we start our dodge like this, okay, my back is to the back side, I can't see what's happening behind me, okay? I'm taking off the ability to generate power through my core. Okay, yeah, my feet are in athletic stance, but they're facing this direction. So it's gonna take a lot more steps for me to get back this way. When I'm square, I'm locked here, I'm light on my toes, I can shift east-west, and I've got a broad horizon of what's happening in front of me. So she'll square up. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do is something I call your split stance. Shelby's gonna square up, she's gonna push off, she's gonna hit a split stance. So her left foot's gonna be forward. All right, she's gonna jab off that left foot, that power stance. When she gets to this cone, she's gonna make a pass to Kristen, okay? The reason why we execute this split stance, again, is I call it that power stance. When Shelby hits that position, just hit it and hold it. When she hits it, she's locked and loaded, right? She's got her weight transferred here, her core is engaged, she's in athletic stance. All she needs here is Kristen or any defender to get a quick shift in her weight to her left side, and boom, she's right open, okay? So that'll be the base of everything we work with today. So these guys are gonna go to their cones, they're gonna execute that for a couple seconds. I'll talk through some of the things that they're both doing really well. Split stance, awesome, hands up. What you wanna try and do with your players is have them get that pass off by that front cone. All right, the most elite players, the Michelle Tumelos, Dana Dobie, Katrina Dowd, all these players that have amazing stick work, they've got really quick hands, really quick feet in a small space. Okay, they're able to adjust, they're able to adapt under high pressure in a super small space. Awesome. One thing I also think that you guys can notice is how this looks very different for the both of them. Okay, Shelby uses her body a lot. She's got a lot of shake in her shoulders. Okay, Kristen's more locked and loaded in her legs, and that's fine. Okay, it's gonna look different for every player, but that is the importance of doing these drills. Understanding what it feels like with your body. Okay, in order to advance to any elite stuff, being able to hit a two-point shot, being able to hit a behind the back on the run, a Twizzler, whatever it may be, we have to understand how we individually generate power and what it feels like for each person. But the fundamental and the technical skill of each thing stays the same. Awesome, you guys can go about one more and then we'll switch it up. Good, nice hard pull of that bottom hand, good snap of that top wrist. Awesome, good job you guys. All right, so that next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna build off that split stance, we're gonna throw in a little ball fake. So here as we progress into stick work, we're gonna have some movements of their hands, okay? We also have to have the ability of moving our hands up and down our stick at a fast pace, all right? We're in a tight space. I go and sell like a shot fake. I've got a defender sliding. I might have to pull my bottom hand up, see what's in front of me, make a finesse pass to my teammate. All right, so that's very important. So what they're gonna do here, again, your players can negative step or shuffle. Let's have Shelby negative, let's do that negative step. Awesome. She's gonna negative step, she's gonna square up. She's gonna hit that split stance and hit a ball fake with it, okay? She's gonna hit that split stance. Right from the split stance, she can ball fake right away, or she can take another step and ball fake. When she ball fakes, her hands are tighter. Good, she's looking off, okay? That's a very, very important part of this skill. Again, really simple skill, but breaking it down to the fine technical pieces of it. So many times we square up or we make a move and we throw in a ball fake, but it's that final look off and that final drive from our torso that gives us that ounce of separation that we need to make that pass. All All right, so these guys will rep that just a little bit. One thing I want you guys to try and do, Kristen, Shelby, is when you ball fake, slide your bottom hand up so you're in that little hand position. When your hands are choked, it's more of a finesse skill work, right? You don't need a lot of power when you're doing this ball fake. You just got to be sharp and quick. And you notice when they make that pass, they're snapping that top wrist, that directional hand to place it to where they want to go. Awesome. Anybody have any questions so far? All right, let's go like a couple more and then we'll keep moving here. Great, good job, you guys. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do here in this Y drill, and we're gonna transfer the rest over into some shooting. Shelby's gonna start on the cone. I'm gonna have her shuffle here. Okay, again, watch her legs, she's transferring her weight. After she pushes off her back foot to square up, okay, she's going to open up, okay? The concept of opening up, and go ahead and do that nice and slow so everyone can see what that looks like, is to get your defender to do two things. One, relax, okay, get in that relaxed position. Or two, do the same thing that the purpose of a ball fake does, is to take a peek, to take a look. All they need is a slight rotation of their hips, and boom, the attacker has the ability to attack the other way or attack that fine ounce of space that they can with their stick work. So Shelby, again, is going to square up. She's going to open up. All right, Kristen, in this instance, okay, if you can just demo like what it would look like as you're approaching and then you kind of relax. So she's going to approach. Shelby's going to open up. She's going to relax. She's going to take that opportunity to drop down and take the space that Kristen is giving her. When she drops down, a couple things I want Shelby to focus on is sliding her bottom hand up. Yep, go ahead, drop down. Bottom hand comes up, top hand comes up to the plastic. So many times we go to drop down, our stick is outside our shoulder, our butt end's behind us, our chest isn't over the ball, our stick's exposed. This movement and any movement that we're doing in a tight space, we never lead with our stick, okay? We always lead with our body. In this instance, Shelby's leading with her feet and her shoulders. All right, she leads with her body, she gets her chest over her stick, she explodes, she stays square, then when she comes off, her butt end's in line with her belly button, and it's just a push pass right off her shoulder. All right, so I'll have those guys demo this really quickly, and then we'll get into some shooting. Again, just watch their mechanics, watch all the technical piece, the transfer of weight. Awesome. Again, using that head for deception to get that defender to pull up for half a second. One thing that's also important is that their shoulders are staying square into the direction that they're passing. All right, if we were to do this and Kristen were to turn her shoulders all the way that way, it's a disadvantage because again, now my back is to the back side. All right, we want to stay open, we want to stay square, our head needs to be up so we can see what's happening both in front of us and adjacent to us. Also, you can see as these guys are moving, there's no wasted steps. All right, there's no wasted steps, there's no extra cradling. That ball's right up in their sweet spot, all right, which is right up in those shooting strings. They have the ability to shift their weight, move their stick, and get it right off right in those shooting strings, which is really nice. One more each. Good job. Good job. All right, good job, you guys. All right, does anybody have any questions about this stick work before we progress into shooting? Any questions about any of the terms I've used, where you could use this, how you could use it, anything? All right. All right, we're gonna go into some shooting. So I'm gonna preface this with these guys are shooting with tennis balls, okay? At first when I walked in, I was like, oh no, this could be a disaster, okay? But I think it's great. I think it works on exactly what we're trying to do here. Stick work, right? You use a tennis ball, it's lighter, it's got that bounce, it's got the ability to hit off the plastic. We want to catch it like an egg, right? We want to embrace it, we want to have soft hands. I also think it gives us a really nice opportunity for shooting to focus on how much power we're generating. All right, we have the ability to feel a little bit more what that tennis ball feels like as it comes out of our stick. So again, we've got some pros and cons to this here as we go through the shooting. So a lot of the skill we do here, super transferable to shooting. Okay, the technical piece stays the same, just a little bit of a different scenario. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start in a position. You guys have the ability to change how the person shooting is facing. For the purpose of today, I'm gonna have Shelby face upfield. All right, upfield, so when she turns around the cone, it's reactionary. All right, she's gotta square up, she's gotta turn her eyes to ball. She's already in a position now as she catches this, she's in that squared up position right away. So, she's gonna catch, she's gonna square up. She's gonna hit her split stance. Her legs are locked and loaded. She's gonna push nice and hard off that left foot, drop down to that cone, get her hands back and shoot. Okay, again, we're in that Y shape. I think this Y is a really good thing to work with because when we dodge, okay, a lot of people are dodging east and west, which is okay in times. We gotta be able to have a little bit of shake and move laterally, but the objective is to get down towards cage. All right, and that concept of squaring up gives us the ability to see the cage, see our defender. We hit that split stance, all of her power is in her left foot. She's exploding to that cone and getting her shot off. I'm gonna let these guys get warm a little bit in this. Yeah, watch that slip there. Okay, I'm gonna let these guys get warm, and then as they get warm, I'm gonna start calling out spots that I want them to hit. I know you guys are kind of far away, but if you can, I want you to dial in and focus on their top wrist. All right, and see how that ability to snap that wrist gives them the opportunity to finish in the spots they want. So go ahead, get some shots in. Awesome. One thing I want you to watch is their front elbow. All right, Kristen has the tendency to shoot with her front elbow down a little bit. She's a little top arm heavy, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Shelby has the tendency to get her front elbow up. Okay? The pro of being able to get her front elbow up, awesome, that was fine. She missed the cage, but that leads into what I'm saying. When you get your front elbow up, all right, you're locking in your core a little bit more. When you drop your front elbow, everything tips this way, my core is disengaged. All right, that front elbow's up. She pulls that trigger hand nice and hard. She's got a nice hard shot to the backside. Awesome. As you guys go through this, I want you to focus on something called, just a little term I use, like chopping wood, okay? Your arms are up and over. You're getting a good lift. A good lift if you need to shoot over a defender stick, nice. See a slide coming, whatever it may be. One more here, Kristen, then I'm gonna have you guys place your shots. See if we can hit some of these targets. Nice, arms up. Nice shot, awesome. All right, I'm gonna give you guys some places to hit as you're going. I'm gonna call it once your arms are up and loaded. Bottom left. Notice the extension of their stick there, that's super important. Again, back to that T-Rex arm concept. When that top arm is in tight, we don't have the ability, oh, my bad. We don't have the ability to snap that wrist. All right, that arm's back, extension away from our defender. All right, here we go, got you this time. Top left. That was good, that was good. Let's go full speed, okay, full speed. I got you, Kristen, don't you worry. Bottom right. Shelby. Bottom left. So, good point to focus on here. Last two of Kristen's shots have gone wide. All right, probably because I mentioned her top arm, so she's a little more focused on that now, which is good. But call that an over-rotation. Okay, it's the same thing when you kick a soccer ball. The beauty of sports is everything is applicable to one another, okay, to each sport. I talked about basketball, now I'm talking about soccer. You guys can just shoot wherever you want as I'm talking here. Okay, if I go to kick a soccer ball, okay, and the cage is, the net's this way and I do this, where's the ball gonna go? That way. Okay, it's the same thing when you shoot. Your foot is facing the cage, your hip is locked in. Of course, there's gonna be an over-rotation as you finish from your momentum, but there's no over-rotation before the ball is released. Shelby's hips are square, her chest is square, her arms are square. Kristen, over-rotate for me here so they can see just what I'm talking about. And then we'll move on. Give us a hard over-rotation. Awesome. That's a great example. Good job. All right, that's an over-rotation. Her feet weren't set. She had no power in her legs. Her arms were kind of all over the place. All right, so that's super important as we're watching our shooters and seeing where the balls are going. All right, you guys got enough balls there? You need to reload. Good? Awesome. All right, that next one we're gonna build off what we did in our stick work here. Kristen just wants another rep. She's annoyed. She's trying to hit the bottom corner. All right, so we're gonna do a progression. So Shelby's gonna get the ball. She's gonna square up. Okay, same thing. I'm her defender here. Good, she squares me up. She kind of pulls back and she opens up a little bit. She's gonna drop down. She's gonna get through this Y. She's gonna slide her hands up. Her hands are gonna be choked and it's gonna be a snap of her wrists. All right, so again, the ability to move her arms from a big motion to a small motion. When she opens up, she's got a couple options here. So go ahead, let's walk through this. So now when she opens up, okay, she squares me up and she pulls back. She can open up and kind of look off this way, which would have me do this. Or she can open up and move her feet where it's more of a shot fake. So as she squares me up, she pulls back. Okay, she gets her arms up like she's gonna shoot it. I either do this or I do this, and that's exactly right. She throws in that hitch, she hits that split stance. Go ahead. I come here, she hits that split stance, and I'm here. All right, so it's quick, sharp movements with your feet, with your upper body, giving you the ability to hit those shots. I'm gonna let these guys go back and forth with what they wanna do. Again, just watch the mechanics, the way they're moving their feet, everything. Awesome. If you guys drop down, what I'm going to ask you to do is slide your bottom hand up, show everyone that little hand motion. So they're going to slide their bottom hand up here. They're going to be in that little hand position, which what I teach is everything inside the 8 should be more finesse. It should be little hands, right? We're not trying to generate power. We're trying to place the ball. We're trying to be precise and quick with our movements. So that bottom hand comes up, that top hand comes up as well. Okay, and it's just a snap of the wrist. Awesome. Doesn't need to be hard. We just got to get around that defender. Other thing I want you to notice here, and it's hard because you guys aren't behind the cage, are their eyes, okay? Your eyes as a shooter are super important. So many times we go to shoot, we're staring at it. We've got a lot of different types of goalies. Some step out, some stay home, whatever it may be, some bait. Okay, your eyes as a shooter are very important. If you can train your eyes to look one way and finish the other, because you're super confident and have a really great fundamental skill set to be able to do that, that's awesome. And that's even more important as you guys could progress into some other types of shooting, which I may have Shelby show at the end here. Great, awesome, good job you guys. All right, we're gonna finish with 2 more things. Okay, this last one, Shelby's gonna catch the ball here. She's gonna square up. She's gonna hit her split stance. She's gonna sell a hard shot fake. All right, so she's gonna hit her split stance. She's gonna push off. Her arms are gonna be back in that loaded position. All right, when she brings her stick back, I want you guys to notice exactly how it is now. It's a little low right now, but when she's bringing it back, she's not coming up like this. All right, it's back, it's flat. She's got full extension of that top arm, which is a hard skill to do, especially on the move. That arm's extended, her stick is right up in her sweet spot. Once she hits that shot fake and her defender overcommits or she pulls a slide from wherever it may be, she can do exactly that. She's gonna inside roll. When she inside rolls, I'm gonna ask that they keep it in the same hand. All right, the reason why I'm asking that is if I'm the shooter here and Shelby's the defender, all right, and I hit the split stance and I go for that shot fake and I inside roll, all right, most of the time we do this And one, my stick is coming right into the slide, or I'm now exposing myself for that back check. If I keep it in that right hand, I give myself the ability to move with my body and that natural form of momentum. So when I square up, I hit that shot fake. I come here, I'm sealing off my defender. She's now on my back side. My stick is here, butt end even with my belly button. Just a quick snap of the wrist. I think it's good to practice both, but for the sake of today, they're going to keep it in their same hand. Here we go. Good, saw that shot fake, get a wide base on that roll. Awesome. Yeah, you got that. Self-correction, that's good, yeah. Nice, awesome. One thing I'm going to ask these guys to do now, instead of your traditional roll dodge where you've got a wide base, your feet are set, we're going to implement something called a hockey stop. Same thing as you're stopping on skates, right? All Shelby's going to do, boom, 2 feet together, it's sharp, it's quick. Sometimes when we use that traditional roll dodge, it's step, step. It can be a little methodical, right? It gives our defender, even if she gets caught leaning, a chance to recover. That hockey stop, she's that way, the ball's in the back of the net already. It's a quick stop. Again, that shift of weight, which we talked about in the beginning, super important. So those guys are gonna hit that hockey stop. They're gonna keep their stick in between their shoulder. Awesome, bang, good. The more you can get a little bit of lean, okay, just like when a hockey player stops on ice, they're stopping, their skates are moving this way, but their body's moving that way, that's even more effective. Awesome, good job. Let's do one more here. Awesome, all right, good job you guys. So, I'm gonna go over one more skill really quickly. I didn't plan this with these guys, so they're probably like, what the heck is going on? I'm gonna have Shelby show something really quick that I think is super applicable and helpful in our sport. We've seen it a lot, especially at the higher level or those of us who watch box lacrosse. All right, we're just gonna go over Canadian right and a Canadian left and what that should look like. There's a lot of times that we catch a feed down here, all right, and we're in a position to shoot, but we can't get our arms free, all right? So Shelby can kind of demo this as I'm talking through. We're in a position, she's fading across, we pull the goalie out high, she's hugging that near side pipe, and Shelby can work this Canadian left, all right? This is a perfect shot where that fundamentals that I talked about in the beginning come into play. In order to pull off this Canadian right or this Canadian left, she's got to execute that pull with her trigger hand to get it across her body, and she's got to snap with that top wrist to get it to the back pipe. All right, so as you watch her here, awesome, whatever the move may be, she pulls that goalie, she pulls her bottom hand or trigger hand into her belly button, and she snaps that off. Good, this can also be done here. Why don't you show them what it would look like over here? Yep, as she's fading down the elbow. Again, so many times we make a move, and honestly, most of the time it's on the shooter. We have a shot, but we take way too many steps because we're looking for that perfect shot, okay? And we've got to be able to pull the trigger. But if we don't, this is a great thing to have in your skill set to do. If you see now, she's not doing your traditional Canadian where she's just pulling it across. She's actually rotating her wrist. So again, it can be used in many different ways. But again, I think the whole point of today and the whole point of this presentation was to show you that the fundamentals and the technical skill set in everything we do is super important. In order to be able to do all these more advanced stick work, the advanced skills, okay, to be the elite at anything you want to do, you have to know what it feels like. You have to know how to make an adjustment on the fly and how that is applicable to your body type, your position, the style that you play in. All right, so that was all I had for today. If anybody has any questions, please do not hesitate. Do we have any? Yeah?
Can you demo the hockey stop in slow motion one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. Shelb, can you demo that again? Kristen, you want to just pass her a ball? Any preference in terms of where you want it from, or?
Slow motion.
Yeah, for sure.
better used if the defender
Yeah.
hasn't been to a side.
So Shelby's gonna get this ball up top. Okay, she's gonna get a feed from Kristen. So I'll kind of demo as be a walking defender so you can really see it kind of full life. So she gets this, all right? She squares me up, she makes a move. All right, let's say I'm here, Shelby gets her arms back to go to shoot. A really good time to do this hockey stop is when this defender overcommits, okay? So as I go to overcommit, it's like a 2-step hop with her feet, okay? Bang, her feet are together and she goes. So again, let's do it like 50%. Really work on that stop with your 2 feet. Go ahead. So bang, and she goes, okay? Everybody's style is a little different. I do it a little bit more with a hop. So as I go, if I'm squared up, okay, I'm here. I'm more 2 feet and go. Shelby's got a little bit wider of a base. Again, it's personal preference, what you feel most comfortable with. But instead of 2 steps, the concept is it's a sharp stop. Yep.
One thing is off that, sometimes when we're going from that shuffle, we're going from this shuffle step. There's 2 times, right? So we can roll right away, we can do our hockey stop. I find that the hockey stop is a lot better when, let's say I dodge, right, and I'm running this way, and she's good, she's on my hip, and I really gotta force her to overplay my top side. That's going to be the situation where we don't naturally just roll like this, right? But if we're here and we're shuffling, Cookie overplays me, we're rolling right away, right? No hockey stop. If we're here, she's playing good D, then we can get that right-left hit really fast. So when I say right-left, what that hockey stop is you're getting low with that right foot, and then you're turning right away with that left. All right, so it's like boom, boom. Right away. So we're here, right, left,
Yeah.
and go. So one thing that really helps that is starting to turn that initial plant foot. If we stay here straight and then we turn like this, does this look like an athletic position? No. So we want to try and get that right leg really turned right away. So we're here, turn, that defender has bitten, and we're off to the net.
And again, the fundamentals in terms of the traditional roll dodge and the hockey stop, it stays the same. We're using our body, right, to shield, our back's the defender. We're using our butt to kind of help protect our stick. But again, it's just a different type of footwork that we use within that. Have any other questions? Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for coming out this morning. I appreciate it. Hope everyone has a nice week.